Well, today is the 77th anniversary of the sneak attack on Pearl Harbor back in 1941. There were observances of commemorating that anniversary, and we also had the opportunity to speak to a survivor of Pearl Harbor today, right here in the Coastal Bend. Our Melissa Cummings has that story.
This is Bob Batterson. He is actually a Pearl Harbor survivor. He has a great story to tell.
Bob Batterson has been volunteering on the Lexington for 27 years. When people walk through the Pearl Harbor exhibit, Batterson is able to tell visitors firsthand about the tragedy on December 7th, 1941.
I was back here in the enlisted barracks right here.
Batterson was sleeping in his barracks when he woke up startled by the sound of torpedoes flying past his window.
It was total disbelief. We couldn't believe what we were seeing.
But he and many others on base didn't have much time to process. They were put to work.
Then we got orders to get outside and get in the truck, be with the firefighting detail.
After that day, Batterson remained in the Navy for over 30 years and now spends his time using his story to motivate others. Marissa Cummings, 3 News.